Welcome back. We are in talks with Mr. Arun Jaitley. Mr. Jaitley, I see lots of internal fight within the BJP, and please forgive me to saying that there are many prime ministerial candidate in BJP, and in fact your president himself, Mr. Gadkari himself, added two more names, yours and Sushma Swaraj. What is your take on that?
Well, I think we live in a democracy.
Right.
In a democracy, in structured political parties, which build up leadership on the basis of talent and merit, it's always good to have a galaxy of leadership.
Right.
Unfortunately, the Indian mindset, which had been hugely influenced by a section of the Indian media, is a galaxy of leadership is bad, family-controlled parties are better, and families will produce only one successor. So you find a large number of parties which are a crowd around a family. The BJP is not the crowd around a family. The BJP is a structured political party. In the age group of 40s and 50s, we have a huge galaxy of chief leaders, our central leaders, also our state chief ministers. And at the appropriate time, all of them are trying to perform well. The best will come up and he'll be declared as the first amongst the equals.
Okay.
Now, what happens in England, the mother of all democracies?
Right.
Do you have a family that controls politics or parties? You have parties which go through a selection process, you project shadow people. What's happening today in the United States of America? President Obama took 2 years to emerge as the unquestioned leader of the Democratic Party. The Republican Party is today going through preliminaries. I think what you should be concerned about is not parties with a galaxy of leadership and call it infighting, but you should be concerned about the oligarchy in political parties, where parties are now owned by families and the families decide the fate. So if the family, at that time the representative of a dynasty is weak, the party becomes weak. It may at a later stage become strong. I think I'm proud of the fact that the BJP has not followed that pattern. We are following a pattern where we throw up on basis of merit. Vajpayee ji and Advani ji came up on the strength of merit.
Right.
All our chief ministers have come to because of that. Nobody's come because of a family. And that's how in a democracy leaders should be generated. So rather than frown upon it, I think you should accept it with a smile and happiness.
Right. Okay. Why I said that infighting, the reason being, very recently Mr. Jaswant Singh, he himself said that now it's time that LK Advani should come back and take the leadership.
See,
what is that?
Individuals can give a view. I have no
Right.
comment to give on that views. It's not a giving an expression. If somebody in the Congress party said somebody other than a member of the family should be the prime minister, he'd be out of the party. In the BJP, there is a sufficient amount of freedom to people to express themselves, and we don't take unkindly to these comments.
If BJP wants to become number one in 2014, then the South India penetration in South India is very important. You actually in Karnataka, you have a very good leader, Yediyurappa, and 55 MLAs are backing him. But why these kind of infighting over there?
It's not infighting. You see, there was a Lokayukt report
Right.
against him. Because of that, he had to step down. Now, a substantial part of that report has been struck down by the High Court because of the faulty procedures of Lokayukt report. The matter is in the Supreme Court. And obviously, as a mass leader, he has his own aspirations. We respect him for that. But I think the party in a due course has a consultation process. It will decide all these matters. But I don't think in Karnataka, we have a strong base. Our base in Andhra is increasing. We have a strong cadre base in Kerala. But the politics is polarized between two fronts. And therefore, we are not able to taste electoral strength success because we are not a part of the two fronts. Tamil Nadu is still a problem, and in whichever state we are not very strong. For example, in some states in the east and some states in the south, we are not very strong. So we go in for alliance politics.
In recent Indian politics, there are, it's a different trend is coming up where the local kshatraps, local regional big politicians, Mamta ji, Nitish Kumar, they are emerging. Don't you think that these kind of trends are actually not good for national parties?
I welcome these trends, and I think these trends are hugely good in the interest of India. You have national political parties.
Yeah.
Coalitions are a rule of the day. You have very powerful leaders in the states who espouse popular aspirations, people repose confidence in them, and if they become strong in their states, some of these people become part of national alliances. Mamta ji has been a part of a national alliance. Nitish Kumar is a part of the national alliance. So are several leaders of various other regional parties. It helps the regional parties, while espousing the aspirations of the local people, to develop a national vision. And it also makes us as central parties realize that we must learn to live and work with those regional parties.
As we begin with this interview on federal structure, do you think that the regional leaders, if becoming that strong in their own state, that will be a kind of threat for federal structure?
I don't agree with you at all.
Why?
For example, if the national conference did not exist in Jammu and Kashmir,
right,
the space would not be occupied by some central parties, the space may be occupied by extreme groups. If the Akali Dal did not exist in Punjab and be a part of a national alliance, the space would have been occupied by some extreme elements. So I think rather than have this narrow-minded vision of not wanting to accede space within the states to regional parties, the national parties must be big-hearted. We must realize that federalism is not merely a letter in the constitution.
Right.
The federalism must be in action, and federal polity and coalition politics is really an endorsement of that federal structure of India. We must learn to live with them.
The regional leadership, it seems that they are becoming bigger, larger than the central leadership.
You must have strong leaders in political parties. You must have a democratic polity within the parties. You must have powerful chief ministers. Rather than center merely picking up and dismissing people overnight and converting state leaders into pygmies, I don't subscribe to that view. And if Mr. Narendra Modi or Mr. Shivraj Singh Chauhan or Mr. Yediyurappa are powerful leaders in their states, they are the great assets of the BJP. If Mr. Badal is a very powerful chief minister, or if Mr. Nitish Kumar is a very powerful chief minister, we are happy. We share their success with them. I think if we had the Congress structure, we would have created pygmies in place of these people.
But then the problem will be there that, for example, NCTC or GST, opposition parties.
The solution will be the center is not a big brother, it merely shares power with these people, and therefore both must work within their constitutional field. This kind of a thought which the Congress government has or the UPA government has must be dismantled, or at least they must change this thought process.
So don't you think that will again weaken the federal structure?
Sorry, there is no presumption that only center is the protector of federal structure and the states are an impediment. The decentralization of power, after all, this is a Gandhian thought. Right. Rajiv Gandhi wanted to take it right to the municipalities and the panchayats. So why should the present UPA government be uncomfortable about decentralization of power?
Right. It was really nice talking to you.
Thank you.
And I wish you very good luck in future.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching the show. In next episode, we'll again come back with a special person. Keep watching Lok Sabha television.